Yo, 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 what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Went Over Your Head podcast. I'm your host, LESKUZZY, and that's Nick215, and we are back again with another episode 2 of the new season, man. How you doing, my brother?
I'm vibing. I'm vibing. How you doing?
Yeah, man. So everybody who's watching, or some y'all who are listening on all streaming platforms except for Google Podcast, that's the only one that we are not streaming on. Welcome. Today we got some few topics, and man, we gonna start, man. You ready? Because I know we watched the like what a quarter of the Eagles game.
Oh, you want to jump right into the Eagles game? I mean, trash. There's nothing else to say about that. There's nothing else to say about that. I'll take the Heat. All right.
Man,
No, my mic.
yep. There goes this.
It's
So
on check.
everybody, yeah, we good, we good, we good. I can see it. I don't know, something's wrong, man.
What's it gonna do, right? Because right there.
All right,
What's
so
up?
we're gonna start. We're gonna start with the Eagles. The Eagles were trash. We got blown out. Somehow we got blown out by the fucking Giants. Like, like for real. Like, why?
Somehow we got massively cooked. Uh,
And
we got
I think I finally got Vinique to say we are not making to the Super Bowl, man. We are not making it. We lost to the
you got black.
Giants. We are not we are not making to the Super Bowl. The Giant. I think if y'all want to know what I tweeted out, I didn't tweet out. I went on Instagram. If y'all gotta follow me on Instagram at the real LESKUZZY, that's where y'all gonna see most of my live reaction every game that I watch, or every game I'm currently watching. So I'm gonna go through, let's go to archives. So what I said, right? This is what I said. I said fire everybody in the locker room right now. In the locker room, right? That was like what,
We get a shot
second
at
quarter, almost near to halftime. And I said when the halftime happened, fire every coordinator right now in the locker room. And I literally attacked the Eagles. I said at the Eagles, Philadelphia Eagles, fire every coordinator right now in the locker room. Uh, so I
Hold
want
on,
to
wait.
say this.
Watching the game, I really understood why your blood pressure be all high.
Oh yeah, you
Because
understand?
completely, I understood what was going
One,
on.
bro,
Yeah, it was
he,
terrible. The first throw of the game was 19 yards.
bro, y'all telling me this is the problem. The only person who came to play defense was Maddox. I can't even call out Maddox or saying his teammates didn't want to play. His teammates didn't want to play. He was only there tackling. Bro, you telling me Bradbury had a chance to tackle somebody. He didn't decided to tackle his own teammate who was trying to tackle.
Yo,
Like,
Bradbury, everybody on the defense need to actually hit people. I don't know what be going on, but every time I watch the
yeah,
Eagles, never actually making
yeah,
like.
no, bro. I want somebody in the defense to go to Bradbury and choke him. Like, I need to choke Bradbury. Somebody gotta choke him. Like, I don't want him on the team. Like, I'm tired of Blackberry. Like, I'm sorry, but I gotta say we overpaid Blackberry. I feel like we should have kept CD. What is his name, man? The guy who went to the Lions. See, I know his name is CD something Johnson, like that. We should have kept them on the safety because we need a safety like him back there. Because freaking Blankenship, he really is. He does great, but he's also has does terrible things. Some because he wants
But
to be
also
around. So
the safeties will see somebody wide open, and instead of coming down to actually play defense, they'll still stay up. You 5 yards away, like you literally in the end zone. The dude is right there at the pylon. Like, what are you doing? Like, you have to come down to actually.
Bro, y'all made
We could
Talon
actually
Taylor look
talk.
like a prime Talon Taylor, bro. Made Talon Taylor look like he was in back a third string quarterback this
Yeah,
year.
I like Tyrod, but they made Tyrod look like he was nice, like he was
Bro,
super nice. And I
bro,
like
y'all
him.
know how crazy it is? The what I bet you this what Washington did. Washington was playing hard so that the Eagles can win the division. And they looked at the score, they're like near the almost the end of the first quarter, they're like, man, why are we playing this hard? They ain't gonna win this shit. They're down 17-0. Might as well let the Cowboys win. Might as well let them win.
That
Might
shit
as well
crazy.
let them win.
That shit is
Uh,
crazy. That game was
because man,
depressing. I left. I
bro,
left at halftime. I went
Brian
home.
Johnson, Brian Johnson needs to get fired. I'm sorry, but that shit he does some stupid decisions. Uh, we don't have any receivers outside of AJ Brown. Well, we do have receivers outside of them, but they really don't get open. Some of them can't catch the ball.
We
That's
got like
Quez Walk.
four legit receivers. What you mean?
Quez
Who was
Walker,
it? Smith?
bro.
It's
No,
Smith, Julio Jones,
I know.
and
I'm saying outside of Smith, Julio
AJ
Jones,
Brown.
AJ Brown, we don't have and Zacchaeus. That's the only one I like. Quez Watkins, that nigga is trash. I'm sorry, he's not coming back next year.
You
Uh,
just named
he
four wide receivers. Hey, that's four people that's wide open, or could be wide open every down.
and we
Like for
forgot
y'all
to
to drop back pass as much as y'all do is crazy. It's crazy that nobody's
then
open and he
then
got to just
then
leave the ball.
Then plus freaking Goddard is a one of the top tight ends that we bro. Then we unfortunately we didn't have DeAndre Swift. He had an illness because I'm we saw because we had a Gainwell. I'm sorry, but Gainwell is not a lead running back. He's he's like those running backs you put in when the actual running back is tired. That's his
Yeah,
role. He's not a lead running back. He had good runs, but he's not a lead running back. I wanted to let
but
y'all
even
know that.
even that, we don't even run the ball.
No, we
There's no
don't,
running. Like we don't run the
bro,
ball.
bro.
So why do we need a running back?
I have I have a theory, right? You know what, Nick Sirianni. I think you were watching. Everyone watched the national championship game, the Michigan versus Washington yesterday, right? Oh, when we are recording this is Tuesday, and when it comes out, it's going to be Friday and Saturday. Oh, that's when the
Yeah,
video comes
everybody
out.
had that heavy on the social medias. You know, I didn't watch it because I don't watch
Yeah.
college.
So now, I think Nick Sirianni go to Michigan, get their offensive coordinator, and bring him to the Eagles because what he did, bro, that man knows what to do. He ran the ball, bro. Washington could not stop the run, bro. Their quarterback didn't throw. Oh, I think he didn't throw over 100 yards until the fourth quarter because what they did, bro. They scored
When
the
your run
first
game,
two,
when your run game good, you ain't gotta throw the ball. And
bro.
we were
Their
doing
first,
good at the beginning of the game, so I don't know
bro. Their
why.
Bro, their first two touchdowns were all run, and guess how long the runs were? Like 40 yards and 46 yards and 48 yards. They ran the ball, like they were running the ball out of them. I go live. We gotta talk about Washington versus Michigan because I have some thoughts about Washington because the Eagles, I man, defensive wise, we need a defensive coordinator that I think these people should listen to. Matt Patricia, I thought it was a guy, but you know, putting a new defensive caller in a new defensive person to call plays, and he's calling the same defense that Sean designed. It's difficult because that's not his defense, but he's calling it, trying to make it great. It's terrible. Uh,
It's terrible. Everything, every part of it is terrible. It's
Niccolo
all
Moro, we need to get rid of him. He's always a step a steps late because he's not trusting himself. Uh, that's the other person that needs to like. I don't know what he needs to do, but he needs to go somewhere where he needs to learn to trust himself. Then that's I think that's most mainly everything I have Anything about the Eagles? So the Eagles play on Monday night. Now I have an issue with this. Why are we playing on Monday night? Why we y'all want us to be embarrassed on national TV? We know we playing the Buccaneers. We might win the game. I don't want us to play on Monday night. I'd rather play on Saturday. Just get over with. Get like if we lose, we losing on Saturday. It's a misery. We don't want to be on national TV. We don't want to be the only game playing on that day. I don't want
Well,
us there.
looking at the bracket, I don't think we'll be the first team to lose. I think the second game,
No,
depending on who it is, will
bro. We are the last team. We are going to be the last team to lose either way because we play on the only day there's no other games because we are playing on Monday.
No, I'm saying in the bracket, so I don't think we're losing to the Buccaneers. I get it. You're bad, but it's the Buccaneers, bro. I get it. We lost to
No,
the
no, no,
Cardinals. That was
no. Well, listen,
disappointing.
listen, listen. You see,
But
this is what
we
happens
should
when
not
people
need
now,
to lose to
not,
the
not,
goddamn Buccaneers.
bro. We lost to the Cardinals. The Cardinals don't have receivers. The Buccaneers have receivers, bro. They have Mike. They have Chris Godwin. They have
Mm-hmm.
Michael Evans, who is 10 years straight getting 1,000 yards receiving.
Yeah, Mike Evans is him. Mike Evans
Then
is him.
they have another tight end who's actually a solid
Yeah,
tight end who doesn't wear gloves. I don't know. He thinks he's 90-80, but he still catches a great ball. Baker Mayfield is playing a good football. Their defense is respectable.
they got good. They got good. Well, we
They're
don't we
playing
don't
a
have no good corners because everybody's
we
playing
don't
trash.
we
But
don't have we
I
don't have
would.
a corner. We don't have a corner that's and the one corner that's supposed to be good, who's supposed to be right now since Slay is supposedly somehow got surgery in the middle of the season. I don't know why he did it. We didn't even see the injury. It was just reported after a week. Is like, oh, he just decided to get a surgery in the middle of the season. Why? I don't know. It baffles me. But that's here near here or there. Uh, so we got. I believe this is my belief. When we go into the playoffs, what I believe we should do is we bench Bradbury and let the rookies play, because the rookies at least play a little bit harder than Bradbury. Uh, two. Shout out to another rookie safety who was actually good most of the year. Sidney Brown, I want to say that's his name. He had a season and he tore his ACL against the Giants, so he's out of the season. Who else? What else will happen? The Eagles looks like we are going to go in the playoff unhealthy because J Jalen Hurts had a finger injury. Uh, uh, AJ Brown had a looked like a knee slash hamstring injury. We know that Devontae Smith had an ankle injury the week earlier against the freaking Cardinals. How the fooling that we lost because Brian Johnson decided to score a fucking screenplay for no reason. Uh, so we had a lot of things. I believe this offseason, I believe Nick Sirianni should fire. I'm sorry, but I have to say Nick Sirianni should fire Brian Johnson, fire Sean Desai, fire Matt Patricia, and you know what? I got some people y'all can get defensive from. Y'all know what? I got some. If y'all let's look, I got it. I watch. I'm now we're gonna leak this into the Michigan game. Oh, if we don't hire the Michigan offensive coordinator, can we hire the Michigan defensive coordinator? Because what he does is unique. I've never seen a team do this because his blitz packages is super. Like he confuses the team that he's playing. He confuses you because I never seen somebody do that. What he did to Washington yesterday when I watched the whole football game. I see what he did to what he did to Alabama, like sacked him like 5 times sacked the Alabama quarterback 5 times in the first half. Then it ended up to be 10 sacks at the end of the whole game. Bro, that defense is legit. But what she does is he will show a pressure on one side of, like, he will show like he's blitzing like a different side, but the blitz is not coming from there. The blitz is coming from the opposite. So when you think that you pick up the blitz over there, the blitz is coming over here, but you won't see that it's a blitz because it's disguised on how he did. You might come and run up, right? Act like it's a blitz, right?
Hmm.
And me when they act like they're running in, they all go to their assignments, and the blitz is coming from the different. And you are already second late. They're hitting you. If you get the ball out quick, your quarterback is getting hit on. So the quarterback is gonna leave the game with bruises. He's gonna leave the game hurt. That's what we want. Like
I
how
think
we
that's
did,
that's also something that we don't do. The Eagles.
like we don't blitz.
I don't think I've seen one blitz.
No, when Matt Patricia first took over the play calling, he did try to blitz. Then I don't know. Ever since then, the blitzing just went. I don't know what he did. He started calling zone. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but yeah,
So
it's
I
bad. It's bad calling.
so I
Maybe we could get the dude from Michigan.
Yeah, get the dude for Michigan because that defense is legit. That defense, bro. Now let's talk about the Michigan before we get into the other NFL games, other the NBA games. So I watched the Michigan versus Washington. Uh, so I expected a good game because if y'all don't know, I got into college football this year. So I watched many Pac-12 games because of Colorado. So I didn't watch many Washington because Colorado didn't play Washington, but I heard of Washington. They're arguably the best offensive line. They're one of the best quarterbacks in Pac-12 with Michael Pennis, who can flip when he's not pressured. He's pinpoint accuracy. They're a good receiver out, like a good receiver who's like 6'3". So they had weapons and they are good. When it comes to Michigan everywhere, a good run game, a good team. They've been in the playoff 2 years in a row. Lost to Georgia 1 year, lost to TCU last year, but they were considered a good team. Their distractions, cheating scandal, there are a lot of things, but overall, they're the best defense. That's what most people were raving about is their defense. They were best defense in the in the college football. I think out of 100 and something teams, they're like ranked number one by pro football PFF. The number one defense, number one uh like what I don't know, number one top school in college football. So going that game, I watched the Michigan versus Alabama game, half of it, well, 3 quarters of it, because I didn't watch the first half, the first quarter, but I watched second to the overtime. One thing I saw from Michigan, Michigan had a unique defense. I can't even call it a defense that I've seen in the NFL because they confuse it, like the way they confuse the opposing quarterback is to next level. Because I watched Alabama play last week. Alabama was killed, like hundreds, like killed. Their offensive line could not stop them. They could not stop nobody. Hold on, I'm coming back 1 second.
Ooh, ooh, ugh. Yo, just playing 2K with this nigga, just run to the basket. Yo, LeBron can't do nothing else in 2K, but just run to the basket. He got it. Oh shit. Oh shit. Don't get little baby. Oh, he got little baby. Oh, but he missed though. Why you denying Tim Hardaway the ball? Damn. Wait, what happened to? Damn, son, I still missed it. That's cool. That's cool. Yo, Braun is a. Oh, he playing big boy defense. He on Dwight Howard and Shaq. What's going on? Supposed to guard the small forward, brothers. What animation was that? Oh, the game hold me on this. Excuse me, McGrady. Excuse me, McGrady. Ugh, damn. Man, he is right there. He was not playing with me. You are not going to pass that shit away. Oh, you shouldn't pass that shit away. Oop. Let me chill. Damn. Damn. Damn, we lost the mojo? Good shot. Good shot. Good shot. Good shot. It ain't enough. You can come back. Shit, you can come back in 2 seconds. If I keep working, if I keep working, yo, this happened to me a lot. I was up 50 to like 15 to some niggas. End of the game was 69 to 63 or some shit like that. Come on. Come on, Glen Ray. Come on.
All I gotta do is pray for you to get some misses real quick so I can come back.
All right, I'm back.
He's back. He's back.
All right. So
Yeah.
what I was
Michigan was
saying is
playing great football, man. That's why they the champs.
yes.
You were
What I
saying
was
something
saying.
about Nick Saban.
So like one thing I was saying is Michigan. What it did is to Alabama was the blitz their quarterback. One thing I saw is that the exotic blitzes. I don't know if it's something that they learned from John Harbaugh from the Ravens or Jim Harbaugh implementing from his brother John Harbaugh from the Ravens, but their blitzes were super unique that I didn't see like you could see like when you watch on TV like you be like, oh, there's the blitz coming. And the blitz doesn't even come from there. Then somehow you see the quarterback is already sacked or the quarterback is hit when the boy is releasing the ball. Like they were hitting the quarterback. So one thing we everyone expected when they played Washington was Washington were won the award for the best offensive line. So they were like, oh yeah, Washington have the best offensive line, Michigan has the best defensive line. How's this? Which team is gonna win? They expected a good game. Boy, they lied to themselves. Boy, Washington was I don't even know if Washington had the best offensive line because that offensive line could not run block or pass block. Every time Michael Penix threw that ball, he was getting hit after he throws a minute when he throws he's getting hit. When he's trying to when he got sacked, I think twice, got hit like 45 times. I want to say 45 times because the hits were just hitting. That's a lot, people. He didn't actually get hit 45 times, but for him, it felt like 45 times because every time he threw the ball, he was getting hit. Like Michigan was hitting. So I'm just saying they need to figure out a way to get that defensive coordinator for Michigan to come to the Eagles. Uh but now let's talk about the national game. The game started, I think Washington deferred, so the game started with the ball with with Michigan. Michigan does what Michigan does. They run the ball. They have two running backs. Two good running backs. One of them,
Mm.
it looks like a top running back going in the NFL draft, Blake Corum. But there's another one who I think he's a sophomore now, or if he's not a sophomore, he's a junior. He's the Edwards. they were saying on the, because I don't watch Michigan like that, but I watched some of their big games when they played like Ohio State. They were saying this year Edwards has not shown what he showed last year, like his speed and everything. And when they said that, that man took
Help
that
that is
ball,
they're
ran.
getting it done on both ends. Terrific focus
That
on
man,
defense.
that man took that ball, ran 45 yards, 45 or 46 yards, scored a touchdown. Bro, like literally, got in the hole, like pause, but got into the gap. Rick, bro, that man took it to the crib. That was his first touch. Second, the comeback. Washington go score, I think, a field goal. Come back, bro. They win again. They give it to that man again. Touched it 47 yards to the crib. Then you start seeing why Washington started scrambling, because now they're down like what, set 14-3. Then they stop. Then I think that they did the 3 or 4 down, didn't get it. They stopped Michigan. Michigan scored a field goal. Then the game went. Washington scored a touchdown late because Michigan went for it, because they were like in plus territory, and they're like what, 4-3, and they just went for it. They decided to go for it. They didn't get it, and Washington scored a touchdown from that. And Washington, it was 17. It was like 17-10 going to the halftime. Boy, and people was like, "Oh, Washington is gonna come back. They're gonna do this. What they do every year, every game. They've been coming back from like leads, but the commentator said this was the biggest if they come back from this, it will be their biggest comeback for the whole season, because they were never down 2 touchdowns before. They were always down a touchdown, 3 points, and they came back every game. Right? They were like, oh yeah, they do this. They all find a way to win. They go in there and does adjustments, and they find a way to win. Boy, they lied to themselves, because Michigan got the ball. Wasn't got the ball in the first half. In the first second half, Midden throws a pick. But to his defense, to Michael Penix's defense, it was not like he threw a pick, a ball bad. It was more of he was trying to throw it to a receiver, but the receiver overran. Maybe he underthrew the route, and then when the ball came, the plus the corner also jumped the route. The corner jumped the route, jumped in front of the route. Literally a great interception, because literally the receiver had to play DB. The receiver literally punched the ball, punched his hand, the ball out. While he's bobbling the legs are like he get his feet inside, grab the ball, grab it down, interception. And when they got an interception, they came back, and what happened was Michigan went and scored another touchdown, and it was like they didn't score a touchdown.
Now we good.
They
Now we good. All right,
Yeah,
cool. I don't know what
yeah,
the hell happened.
yeah. So they didn't score another touchdown, but they scored the win and the stop. Washington defense played good defense for like 3 quarters. Like after the first quarter, for like 2 quarters straight, they played great defense. Then Michigan was like, "Fuck this! We're gonna run this ball. We're gonna just we're gonna start put. We about to put lead to literally head on the head. Give that boy Blake Corum the ball. That man ran 59 yards. Another big run. Then you started seeing like Washington is now scrambling. They scored another touchdown. I think they scored like 3, 4 touchdowns in a row, and the game was over by that. But what I saw from that is Michigan don't really care about, like, they had one of their quarterback is actually good. That quarterback even ran for the ball. Like that quarterback was like, you know what, fuck this. Trying to cover my receivers, and my receivers, some of them are not getting out of like getting open and 1-on-1. Let me run this ball. Let me go. And bro, he's not scared. Like when he's like running, I'm like, bro, he's about to get tackled. That man weaved out like I was like, bro, he has that Lamar Jackson. Like somehow he's running, and he people are looking like they're just missing tackles. He ran for like 39 yards on the third and down, 3rd and 10, ran 39 yards. I'm like, bro, what? Bro, he's literally Ran one. I saw the Washington defense. I was like, okay, this is a tackle. The man weaved in, started running like this, like a snake. We're just running. I'm like, bro, that man is crazy. They won the national championship. Uh, Jim Harbaugh didn't announce that he's leaving Michigan, but he did made a joke of saying that he's not. He finally can sit on the big boy table in his family because his dad won a national championship. His brother John won the Super Bowl, and he finally won a title because he has went to the Super Bowl when he coached the 49ers when uh but Nick Colin Kaepernick was the quarterback. He was the coach on that team. When Colin
That was
Kaepernick
a
was the
that was a good Super Bowl. That was a good
yeah,
Super Bowl. That Ravens team was not going to lose that, but that was a
yeah.
good Super Bowl.
So he was the coach on that team. Jim Harbaugh was the coach on that team. So
That's a family of winners right there. I
yeah,
like that.
so he finally won his national championship, but everyone believed that he's coming to the NFL, and now people want.
If he is, can the Eagles can we please get him as a head coach? Because I don't know what happened between last year and this year, but boy, it looked like the Carolina Panthers when they went like 15-1, and then all of a sudden the next year they was trash.
But
I
we
don't
were
know
not.
what.
I don't think we were. I think Nick Sirianni is a good coach. It's just he. One thing I think Nick Sirianni did this year, he tried to recreate what he did with the hiring of the two coordinators that we lost. Like he finding people who, like for example Jonathan Gannon, who just beat us with the Cardinals, and the coach freaking Sean Desai, because they were never coordinators. They were like, I think they were what, or defensive like coaches or quarterback defensive back coach. Another one was a wide receiver coach or quarterback coach, and he just hired them because he had a relationship with them before, and and they were gems because they ended up being good coaches in the NFL. So he tried to do that with Brian Johnson, but you can't hit go twice. You can't hit a gym every time you try to do that. When the Sean Desai that was out of, like, he was like, oh man, he was it with Seattle when Seattle's back end was great, like with the rookie Terrell Moore, like Terrell Woodley was one of the interception leaders last year. Bro, that mean that even that rookie even got benched. That's how, you know he was a great rookie corner last year. This year he's got benched. It's a difference. It's like literally a difference. So I want to say he maybe it depends, but I don't think they're gonna fire Nick Sirianni this year because he won back to back double season, back to back, went to three and playoffs back to back, won two over 10 games back to back. So he has right now his track record, he wins more than he loses. But this year he kind of, I don't know, at the later end of the year he just lost his, I don't know, the Eagles lost their way.
They did great. I just feel like in the beginning nobody expected them to pop off like that, and then we did great. So now everybody has to play this team that supposedly is supposed to just cruise their way to the Super Bowl, and people get prepared, and then they try to mess that up. So it's like you got to make
Yeah,
adjustments, and
I
no
think
adjustments have been made. So I'm
yeah, I
not.
think one thing
Somebody got to go.
I believe, me personally, if I'll bring this up. I one coach, if there's any coach, I don't know, on the offensive coach. I want an offensive coach that brings motion. Like like I said when you were here, like I would, like, have different shifts and motion. Like, you shift the
A
ball.
lot of the good offensive coaches just want to throw though. Like
Yeah,
we need somebody that can do a little bit of
balance.
everything,
Yeah,
and we
but
do need motions
yeah,
and like
but
other.
I understand. What I want to say is, what I was trying to say is, I want it, like, on our offensive coordinator or anybody who's in charge of the offense. if we fire Brian Johnson, I want them to be. He gotta hire somebody, and he gotta let them decide the offense. Like I want them to be an offense where we have shifts, emotions. Because what happens when we do that is one, we see what the other team defense is on. Number two, it creates mismatches. If they in a zone, the shift of the motion creates mismatches. And when we run the ball, you don't even know what happened. When you do like different shifts of motion, we can run out of those shift emotions. Like, for example, when you watch the 49ers, why do you think the 49ers are successful? Their offense always score like 45 points, 42 points. Their shift emotions are super creative to a point. Oh, you think they're actually gonna throw the ball, but they might run with a freaking CMC. That's what I want to do. Our offense gotta make it easier for our players to be open. So
Yeah, they yeah. I get
I
that.
don't
I get
know.
that.
I don't
Because we
know
got
who.
weapons like that. We
Yeah,
have weapons like that. Like
yeah.
Devontae
Like for
Smith and
like if you get Devontae Smith to shift, or you get AJ Brown to shift one side, he might get open on a slant, and he might take it to the house. That's what I'm trying to see. But I don't know which coach we can get that has that thing right now that I believe has that. I don't
that has
want.
that freedom, that freestyle
Yeah,
type of
yeah. I don't
football.
know. Yeah, I don't, because I have not seen. I've watched a lot of football, but I have not yet seen a coach right now. I have not seen any, because somebody's like get a coach that's already fired. Well, none of the head coaches that got fired, like Arthur Smith or Mike Vrabel, or who else got fired? I believe Ron Ron Rivera. I believe if we get the coach from, oh no, I do have one. If they don't, if the Washington doesn't fire mm, mm, Eric B. Enemy, get him. But one thing you gotta do is fix his attitude. You gotta not do like the attitude like the old school coach. But if we get him, it might make it easier, because he's gonna make easy throws for one. He's gonna have a quarterback. He might have a better quarterback that's Sam Howell. Number one. Number two, he's gonna have a freedom with Nick Sirianni, a freedom where he's getting a different quarterback that he has not worked with, who can run. And he was first. He watched that Jalen Hurts outplay Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. He was the offensive coordinator, even though he was not the play caller for the Chiefs, but he was the offensive coordinator. So he had the say in the Chiefs offense. Get him. Let him be the offensive coordinator. Let's see what he does, because I believe he can actually make it easier for, because he was the offensive coordinator for Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelsey. You know him, and when I watch his offense, his offense is actually a great offense. The problem is he had a terrible a quarterback who's throwing picks, and he had a terrible offensive line. Give him an offense like the Eagles, he's gonna be a great coach. Defensive wise, I already said who I want for the defense. Get the Michigan coach, Michigan defensive coordinator. If he wants the job, let him get that job, because he's actually a good defensive coordinator. If not, now we gotta go to the Ravens. Get somebody from the Ravens. The assistant defensive coordinator, get someone like him. Or go to the Chiefs. Whoever who has a experience, who has sat there for the longest. Not who was a former coach, defensive coordinator, failed as a defensive coordinator. Somebody who's never had a chance of becoming a defensive coordinator, but has been under the tutelage of some great coordinators. For example, don't go to because you tried with the Vic Vancio defense when you from the like the defensive coordinator for the with Sean Desai, you went under because Vic Vancio is like the tutor, like the mentor to Sean Desai. No, we are done with that. That experience was bad, because freaking Vic Vancio got put 56 points on him. So we are done with that. That experience is done. Uh, I think that's what I'm looking for. But now let's talk about the NFL had like a crazy week. Some players and the Steelers made the playoffs, but they're gonna go to the playoffs without their best player on their first playoff game. TJ Watt is ruled out of their Sunday game. I don't know who they're playing, but their Sunday playoff game, TJ
It's
Watt
the
is not.
you talking about Texans, right?
I think okay,
Or
they're
no,
playing the Tech.
TJ Watt is on the Steelers.
Yeah, he's on the Steelers, but he's not playing for the Steelers because he's got
Who owns
injured.
them?
I think that you might be right. They might be playing the Texans.
No, Texans is playing the Browns.
Oh, wait.
That's going to be my sleeper pick for game of the week, and the Browns are my sleeper pick for
The
the
end of
Super
the
Bowl.
yeah, I'm with you on that one.
I like them. I like the Browns. I ain't
All
gonna
right, so
lie.
I'll get. So we're gonna give you a predict. Saturday, the first game, his sleeper pick the Browns versus Texans and the Chiefs versus Dolphins. Then Sunday is the Steelers versus Bills, Packers versus Cowboys, Lions versus Rams, and the Eagles. And the so we're gonna give you our picks. So I got the Browns beating the Texans. I understand the Texans won their division, but I don't believe the Texans have played anything near to what the defense of the Cleveland Browns. I think Joe Flacco has that offense. He has literally opened that offenses up a little bit since since Deshaun Watson got injured. And next, I don't think the rate. Then when it comes to the Texans are a good team. CJ Stroud is a good quarterback. They have some weapons, but I don't believe their defense is coached by a good defensive coach, their head coach. But I don't believe that they have the firepower to beat the Browns. When it comes the next game on that Saturday is the Chiefs versus the Dolphins. It's weird saying the Chiefs playing on wild card because the Chiefs has never played on a wild card week ever uh since uh you know since my boy Pat Mahomes has been the quarterback. But this is the first, and I heard that it's gonna be -2 degrees or like what something like that, -2 degrees in Kansas City, Missouri. So the Chiefs. I got the Chiefs winning that game. One thing I don't trust the Dolphins
I don't
at
trust the
all.
Dolphins. I got the
I don't
Chiefs
trust.
winning that.
I don't trust the Dolphins when they play good teams. They already lost to the Chiefs before this year, but I don't. When it comes to the Steelers, they were a good story on Sunday, 1 a.m. They were a good story. We believed it. We don't want to say that they were bad, but they were a good story. But I believe they're gonna lose to the Bills. Uh, so that now the team I'm hoping that wins is not the team I'm rooting for. Oh no, the team that's gonna win is not the team I'm rooting for. I'm just saying on this pick, my the second seed that's Sunday 4:30 p.m. is the Cowboys versus Packers. I'm gonna say I'm rooting for the Packers to win. I'm rooting for the Packers to win,
Yeah,
but
the Cowboy. I got the Cowboys.
the Cowboys gonna win because they're at
Yeah,
home. But if the Packers, listen, Packers, do us a
they could
favor.
upset. They could upset.
Do us a favor. Just beat them. Because I don't want to go to San Francisco. I don't want to go there. I'd rather go to the Lions Stadium. I don't want to go there because we can actually beat the Lions. I believe that. But I don't want to play the 49ers before the national,
I
before
believe we have. We beat them this year,
what?
right? The Lions, right?
We didn't play them this year. We
No, we
beat
didn't
them
play them.
last year.
Damn. Thought we played them this year. Um, yeah,
No, we played
we could
them like
definitely beat the Lions. That would be
we
way easier than the Niners because the Niners
yeah,
second round.
yeah.
Oof.
We played the Lions last year when they were coming up, like, on their coming out party. But well, their coming out year, we haven't played them since they established themselves as a good team this year. So we haven't played them since the whole they established themselves as a good team. Uh, but I believe we can beat them. One thing I do believe is that they're a good team. Don't get me wrong, Lions fans. I'm not saying we are a terrible team. I believe we can fair share. We fair share with y'all better than any. We have our chances to win against y'all is very high than when we play. If we go and play, like the Cowboys or the 49ers, especially on the second round. I don't want to play the 49ers unless we play in the national, in the NFC Championship game. That's it. That that's my hope. That the Packers beat the Cowboys so that the Cowboys go home. That's what I'm hoping for, but that's not gonna what's gonna happen. Hopefully, what I'm hoping for happens. God, my God he works in mysterious ways, man. God, you hear my prayers. You might answer my prayers. Just beat the Cowboys so that the Cowboys go to 20 years, 29 years counting without winning, going to an NFC Championship game, without going to a Super Bowl or winning a Super Bowl in 29 years. Just let
Now I
let
don't
me.
know if they're gonna make it that far. I'm gonna be honest, because they might win the first game, but I don't know if they're gonna make it that far. Uh, But yeah,
But
I got them winning. But I mean, I'm hoping that the Packers can do it. And
yeah, I'm hoping too.
who's
I'm with
next?
you. Next on the this is crazy. Whoever made this script is crazy because this is crazy. Matty Stafford is going back to Detroit with the Rams. But don't forget, they traded Matthew Stafford for the Rams traded Matthew Stafford, right, to
Hmm.
you know the guy Matthew Stafford from the Lions. But guess who they sent to the Lions? They sent Jared Goff because they say, "Oh man, you are not that good quarterback. You are the issue with us from not winning the Super Bowl." Yes, Matthew Stafford wants you a Super Bowl, but after that Super Bowl, y'all were trash last year. So now y'all get to face. Who's the better man? Is it Matthew or Jared Goff? Super. This is the way the playoff is here.
I like the
Who's the better?
story.
I like the story. Matthew Stafford is going to face the Lions in Detroit. Who's the better man? And I'm gonna pick. I'm going with Jared Goff. Why am I going with Jared Goff? He has the better weapons. He has Amon Sam Brown. Now listen, don't get me wrong. Matthew Stafford has great weapons too. He has Puka Nakua, and a rookie receiver who broke the rookie record for most receiving yards in the rookie season. Great gem that they found in the late rounds. They got Cooper Cup, obviously, and that's it. I don't know nobody else. They have a nice running back. Yeah, they have a nice running back, but I don't know nobody else. But they have a great, you know, they have a great team. But now let's go to the Lions. Now here comes the Lions. The Lions have the running back, freaking Gibbs. They have David Montgomery. This is before we even mention Golf. They have another receiver, and his name is Amon Sam Brown, who's supposed to be a Pro Bowl, by the way, with him and DeAndre Swift, and Devontae Smith. But we ain't going to be this here nor there, right? They have another receiver who's Williams, who they drafted last year, who got suspended six games this year, but he's a great deep ball weapon. They got another good receiver called Reynolds. They have a rookie tight end who's looking like he's going to be the next Travis Kelsey, Kittle, Laporta. Now then we go to the offensive line. one of the top offensive line. Yeah, you did you. This is their offense. Then they have Jared Goff as their quarterback, but Jared Goff is just there. He's just
I
there
think
to get
I
the.
think Stafford is the better quarterback for sure.
Yeah, Steph is the better quarterback, but the Lions have the
But
better
I
team.
think Goff is going to win. He's the younger quarterback, and the
He's the
Lions
younger
do have a
quarterback.
better team.
They have a better team and a stacked team. Now, one thing I'm gonna say, this going to have the best story, and I believe if the Texas is not the best game there, this is gonna be the best game because one thing I noticed is that the Lions, their defense is solid, but their pass rush, except if you don't have the guy from Michigan, what's his name, man? Hutchinson, yeah, Hutchinson. If he's not Hutchinson, they don't get to the quarterback like that. Hutchinson is the only pass rush that's actually good, but he's also but they're a good team. I got the Lions. Then the Eagles versus Buccaneers. Now I want to say the Eagles gonna win. That's one thing I'm gonna come up here. I say the Eagles gonna win. I'm riding with my team on this, but we might lose too. There's a
There is
possibility.
a possibility. There's always a
There's a
possibility.
there's a
Boy,
like
I
a,
thought we was going to
bro. The possibility is like a 40% percentile possibility that it's not like we just gonna beat the Buccaneers. We already played them this year. The game was close, and we
It's
played
a
them.
60-40, bro. It's a 60
It's a
40.
60. It's a 60-40. That 40% might go to 45 because when we played them, our defense played great. But since the defense that we've been watching now, that 40 might go to 45. So every Eagles fan that's listening to me, I hope y'all get ready. Don't we There's not gonna be a blowout. We know we playing Baker Mayfield. He has great weapons. Yeah, people like to hit on Baker Mayfield, but Baker Mayfield has done great. He won his division, even though the division is trash, but we gonna talk about that on a later date. Oh, we might talk about it because I need to talk about it. I'm mad at Uncle right now. Uncle is crazy.
What's wrong with
Uncle,
Unc? What Unc do?
we're gonna talk about it right
That
after that.
Cat Williams interview was amazing, but
No,
what
no,
Unc do?
not that. That's not even the cat one. That no. He said something that kind of pissed me. It's not pissed me off, but that was kind of borderline out of pocket. Well, borderline disrespectful to somebody. That I feel
Mm.
like he should have not kind of go on national TV on NACAP and just said that out loud because you were not in the locker room and they already explained, everyone on the team already explained that they made the decision as a team. It was not like somebody went rogue,
Mm-hmm.
except for the coach. The coach didn't know the decision, but the people on that field when they did it, they already made the decision. We're gonna talk about that. But now, yeah, the Eagles have a high chance. It's like a 40, I want to say 60 to 55% chance of us winning. But I'm just letting y'all know it's not gonna be glamorous. One thing we should do. Listen, come here, Brian Johnson. I know you don't know what you do with your play calling because you look like you only call three plays, and the three plays are always terrible. I'm just letting you know the three plays that you call are terrible. But I'm just letting you know right now. Run the goddamn football. But I understand they got Via whatever Vita Vea in the middle. So run to the outside because I don't. They have linebackers too, but I believe out. Wait a minute. You know what DeAndre Swift's coming out party was against? Man, run the goddamn football. I forgot who DeAndre Swift did to that defense. Man, Jalen Hurts should not throw a ball unless it's needed.
You know
I'm
he's going to throw the ball half the game, if not the whole game.
Jalen Hurts
And
should
that's
not throw.
one of the problems with our offense, and I think that's
Do
why nothing be working because y'all just be throwing the ball and then
Jalen
tush
Hurts
push.
should not. I just thought about it right now. Jalen Hurts should not throw the ball because we played them for the Buccaneers, and we played them also on a Monday. You know what? What was DeAndre Swift's coming out game this year? was against Buccaneers. He scored 120 yards in 2 quarters, almost 2 quarters, almost 3 quarters. But I was yeah, it's 2 quarters into three, almost 2 quarters. You should not, boy. Listen to me. Look at me right now, Brian Johnson. If you're listening on the on audio platform, you can't see me, but I'm right now. I'm talking to Brian Johnson. Everybody, calm down. Listen to me, Brian Johnson. Do not pass the ball unless it's a necessary pass. Unless we need the pass. Like unless it's third and 7, third and 9. That's only part you can actually pass the ball. Jalen Hurts, listen to me. When he calls the pass, audible to a run. Listen, I don't care what he says in your head, in your ear. Audible to a run, because that I forgot that their run defense is terrible. Man, man, you should, if I see a pass in that first half, you should get fired that first quarter. If I see a pass in the first down on the first play of the drive and you pass the ball, man, you should be get fired right there. Now I'm telling Nick Sirianni, tell him right, call Brian Johnson on the sideline and say, man, when we get into that locker room, I need you to pack your shit and get out. We already played this team. We already know the formula to beat this team is run the goddamn football. Golly, I forgot about that. Now let's talk about Unk real quick. So I just said the Buccaneers won that division, arguably in the West Division in NFL football. In football, the NFC South. So the Saints played the Falcons right on Sunday. I want to say yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
and the
There's a lot of
Saints.
controversy around
Yes,
this.
the Saints had a chance. Okay, the Saints were blowing out. They blew out the Falcons. They were up by 40, like 41-17. Right? There was a pick. The Falcons threw a pick. Tyrann Matthew ran the pick back to the 1 yard line. Got tackled at the 1 yard line. Uh Derek Carr was not the quarterback, so they put Jameson Winston to do a victory formation and kneel the ball down and call the game. That was the call that was set in. Well, that was the call that was supposed to happen. So when they got in the huddle, Jameson Winston, from what he's because they had Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams, for people who don't know, Jamal Williams last year led the NFL in rushing touchdowns for the Lions. That was just like a coming out year. Like he had 17 rushing touchdowns, went to the Pro Bowl, got a big payday this year. So he was supposed to be like there was supposed to be a two bag, and they paid him because Alvin Kamara was getting suspended. He had some touches, but somehow he lost. They didn't, with the Saints, he didn't produce what he produced with the Lions last year. So he didn't have a touchdown this year at all. He had zero touchdowns before that moment. So what happened was when they get in the guard in the huddle, Jameson Winston asked the offense like, do y'all want us to give Jameson Winston no, Jamal Williams his first touchdown? And everybody say yes. Let's give because like so that we all know Jamal, what he means to our team. Right, so let's get him his first touchdown. Right, so that was the decision that the offense did. It was not the coaches. Listen. So what did the Jameson Winston asked the team? The team said yes, let's do it. Everyone agreed to it. So when they did, they went into the victory formation. Except for kneeling down, they passed, they handed the ball to Jamal Williams. He scored his touchdown, and The coach at the time, the Falcons coach, Arthur Smith, who should be arrested for real, to be honest. He should be arrested for to be honest, but we that's here on there. Arthur Smith got pissed off. Everybody started talking about it. That disrespectful. They ran up the score. They should have nailed down this and that. Unc came went on nightcap said the Saints should cut my man Jameson Wilson because that's loser mentality. He said Jameson Wilson
So
was loser mentality.
all of this is over two teams who are not in playoff contention.
Yes, but this what because the Saints ran up the score because if the Buccaneers lost to the Packers to the Panthers, the Saints would have made it the playoffs. So they were in playoff contention. If they win and the Buccaneers lose, they win the division. They're in the playoffs.
Hmm.
So Jameson
So
Winston, it
everyone's
was
mad over two teams that ain't going to make the playoffs and didn't make the playoffs.
yes, but he had the
Okay,
so
all right.
Unc
I
got
just want to
on
point
when
that out. I feel like
yeah
that's an important point.
yeah. So Unc
Like
went on
it,
nightcap said Jameson Winston has a loser's mentality. He should be cut. He should lose his job. No, Unc, I'm sorry to let you know this. Everybody who have talked about James, we can make fun of his 30 and 30 interception, his how he looks, how he's like he's uncanny and funny, big without trying. His character, on the football field, he looks like he's just animated. He looks like he looks like somebody you pick fun of because he just do stuff that's weird. But
he's Jamarcus Russell, but actually good.
yeah,
That's what
so
happened. Like he's
because he
he's
does
he's a solid QB.
because he
It's not
does
amazing or nothing.
yeah,
All
but
right.
we can you can comment him. But one thing from every player who has played with James and Winston, they always say one thing: he's a great teammate. He's a great teammate. He's like this. He's like a team gotta have the person like Jameson Winston in their locker room because he will never let you have a bad day. If you're having a bad day, he'll
Mhm.
come in the locker room and say, "Yeah, man, today's gonna be a positive day." And you look at him with his smile, his charisma, and you're like, "Yeah, why not? Why is it not gonna be a positive day?" Everybody who has said everyone I've heard, even his college coach, they literally say the same thing. Like, bro, he's one of the best one of the best players I ever coached because his passion of the game, you can't take that away from him because he's passionate about the game. Like his love for football is there. So, and his love for his teammates. He's like one thing he will put his teammates over anything for himself. So, and he's funny without trying. Like they showed one of his interviews where he was trying to quote his trainer and he forgot what the trainer said. He's like, my trainer said this morning. He's like, what did my trainer say? Like he's funny without trying. He's really funny without trying. So he did the press conference and they asked him, why did you decide, was it a call he said no. He's like, our coach didn't call the play. It was not the call was victory formation, nail the ball down. We just decided as a team decision to give Jamal Williams his first touchdown of the year. That's why we went and scored the touchdown. So he's like, no, our coach didn't condone it. He didn't. He said everything right. He's like, I spent to our coach. It was a team decision. I went when we were in the huddle. I asked everybody, do you want us? Should we? Is it okay if we get Jamal Williams his first touchdown of the year? We know what he means to us and what he means to this team. So everybody in the offense on that offensive line say yes. And the offensive huddle say yes. Let's get him the first touchdown so that we know. I was like, if you think it was Jamal Williams who just went rogue, so why don't you blame the offensive line? He's just gonna blame Jamal, freaking Jameson Winston. The offensive line blocked, because the minute when Jamal Williams scored the touchdown, they would celebrate. They were the first person celebrate. We just attacking Jameis Winston because he went on took the bullet because he said no, it wasn't a call. It was not what the coach said. That I know it was a victory formations. I should be we not understand that, but we decided as a team decision. Can we should get Jamal Williams the first touchdown. That's what he did.
Hey man, everybody. I don't think anybody should hate on it because neither of these teams were going to be in the playoffs. I
Yes,
emphasize that
at the
because
time people thought that
their
if
season was over. Like,
every
so it wasn't no point to
yeah
be mad at it. You got his
yeah
first touchdown. That's good. That's cool. That's morale and everything. But they are not doing
that's
anything.
that's what he was. Jameson Winston. That's what he was actually saying. He's like, this was for team morale. It was team morale. We wanted to get him. We wanted. It was we on opponents. We decided it's on opponents. Let's get him his first touchdown. We know what he meant. Last year he had 17. This year he has zero. So we decided to give him his first touchdown. People were
Damn,
like,
he had 17-0. God damn.
don't
What
forget
offense
last.
was they playing? What offense was they playing the year before, bro? What's going on?
No, last year he was on the Lions.
Okay. All right.
He was on the Lions and he was the lead back for the Lions. Then this year he was
He's
a
a
free
backup.
agent. He was a free agent. Then he signed with the Saints
Hmm.
because I guess the coaches that you gonna be like we're gonna run the two back system with you and Alvin Kamara. But when Alvin Kamara came back, he ended up being a backup.
Hmm.
So he didn't have a touchdown this year. So what happens? The team decided in the
To
offensive
give
had to
him
get
one.
it. You give him one.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I only think it would be corny if both of these teams were in playoff
No,
contention or
no,
this
I
team this game actually mattered. Like honestly,
no.
if you look at
Well,
it,
the game actually didn't matter for like 3 quarters
it
because
mattered until whatever team was supposed to win or lose did
oh
what they did.
until it
Like,
mattered.
but
It mattered until
mattered.
the Panthers did the Panthers thing and lost to by losing by 3 field goals. That's the reason why I believe that we can beat the Buccaneers because they didn't score a touchdown against the freaking Panthers. That's the other reason why I believe we can beat the Bucks. But that's here and there. That's crazy too. Let's talk about the Panthers because that's super trash. That they were this super trash and they don't have a first round pick. Like
Hey,
that's the,
it is what
the
it is. Detroit Pistons. Detroit Pistons ain't get the first pick of the draft, but
not but
2 and
you
27.
but it's different for the Pistons. It was the lottery draw that never got the first pick, but the Panthers literally do not have their own pick. Their pick goes to Washington to freaking Chicago. So Chicago has the first pick because of the Panthers. Panthers
The
fault.
Panthers are wet. Yep.
Panthers
Yep. Bad
Panthers
front
fault. So
office. Hey, the
now
Celtics did that too. The did that for years. The Knicks missed all the good picks. They picked
oh yeah now
they missed
yeah.
Steph Curry. They missed Moutier. They missed a bunch of people.
Oh no
They picked
yeah.
like other people, but yeah, yeah. Teams do it all the time. Teams do it all the time. But I mean,
Now let's talk about
blow the
the
Panthers up, I
NFL.
guess.
Shout out. Let's talk about the NFL real. No, the NBA. So the Grizzlies were looking like they were coming back from relevancy until last night. They got the bad news because I was wondering why freaking John Moran was wearing a arm sling. I guess he injured his shoulder and he got season ending shoulder surgery. So it looks like they're going back to how they were.
Grizzlies is done. The Grizzlies
The
is done. It's
they
from
look
all
like
that shooting. Oh, shooting. Oh,
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know. He's gonna
rock
have
the
to.
hips, Rock the hips, I mean, rock the hips.
He did a lot of shooting. Hey
Man,
man,
now
I hope he gets a big team.
yeah. But one thing I liked when he first came back, he brought a different energy to the Grizzlies, and they looked like they were back. They were coming back. They were
Hmm.
coming. They were actually playing even when he
I
dunked.
mean, he had to hit game winners in order to win, but yeah, yeah.
Mhm. And plus, he also helped because Marcus Smart also started. I guess he was feeding off the energy from Ja because Marcus Smart started scoring almost 30 points himself. I don't know where he was most of the year. Oh, I think he was injured too. Like D Rose is also injured. But you can see it's super crazy. But one thing he did, he gave us a viral thing because the host he well, he's not an official dunked on Wemby, but he dunked on Wemby because Wemby was in the like his hand was right there. So he officially dunked on Wemby slash not dunked on Wemby. And the whole crowd went crazy. It was not like a huge, what he normally does, the huge dunk. It was like a rim grazer. Like he did it and he kind of dunked when he dunked it was like a rim grazer, but you could see like even the like his team was like, yes, you the first person to actually do it. Because every time people try to do that on Wemby, he blocks it and he actually made it. And it was not a official one because Wemby was jumped from one side and tried to catch the dunk, but he was late and his body was right there, but it was not official like a normal dunk on. But yeah. Shout out to LeBron, man. LeBron, you gotta be investigated, man. Because you dunked him freaking PG. How, put that man in the Bob. You Bob. That was an official dunk on. Like PG. I want to know, like when you
He
saw
did dunk
LeBron,
though.
when you saw one thing PG didn't do, he didn't jump with LeBron, but I
Yeah,
believe I think you should have moved away, but you decided to try. Okay, I'm gonna try and take this charge. Man, I wouldn't. When you saw LeBron jump, what were you thinking? I want to know, like, what were you thinking?
he
I bet you're
backpedaled.
gonna come out here and say that was a bad dunk because remember when
That was a bad dunk. He backpedaled, bro. He knew not to jump. He knew not to
he,
jump. Shout out
yeah, but
PG.
but that momentum from LeBron made him backpedal, man. That man was like, "Wait, let me go back and reverse real quick." Man, he was like, "Oh,"
He backpedaled. He was out of bounds in 2 seconds.
because
Trust and
like, bro,
believe.
bro, bro, I bet you he about to say, "Man, that was I'll let LeBron do that. That was a bad dunk." Remember when Dame hit that game winner on the logo and said that was a bad shot? Then after he got the podcast, he's like, "Man, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't know." He's like, "That's crazy." He's like, "It was not a bad shot. It was more of I didn't expect them to shoot from there because he's like I knew what was coming." He's like, "That's why I jumped." People thought it was like I was scared. I jumped because I was trying to do. He's like, "No, I planned to jump early because when I saw him take the shot, I was gonna try to jump him to a spot, but he kind of sidestepped and shot it when I jumped. So that's why I said it was a bad shot. that man got dunked on by a 39-year-old man. That's crazy. That
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
crazy.
LeBron is a freak athlete, yo. Y'all gotta watch out. Y'all gotta
Yo,
watch out,
I think
bro.
LeBron.
I think he could play for another 10 years if he wanted to.
Bro, I believe LeBron is a alien or a robot because I've never had LeBron had a major injury. Like I think the one major injury was the groin injury that happened like in 2020 or
Yeah,
2019.
he
That
was
was
he
that
was
that
out
was the
for like
only injury that he had a big him.
one time.
Yeah, that
One
was the
time. I
only
think it was
2019 when it was the first time with the Lakers when it was him, Lonzo, and when Lonzo was playing
and
great.
where he wore the face mask.
Yeah,
He
but
was out. He was out for like a good 15 games or something like that.
the groin injury, he missed almost the whole second half of the year. Like the whole second half from January to I think until All-Star break, he didn't play. That's what I'm
Hmm.
saying. That was the only time I heard him actually have like a major injury. But since then, I don't know. LeBron has never had a major injury because this we were talking about this at work, right? We were talking about how Carmelo Anthony is younger than LeBron, and my coworker could not believe that Carmelo Anthony retired. I was like, yes, he retired. She's like, when? I was like, this year. It's like, but he's younger than LeBron. I was like, don't compare. I was like, there's a difference. there's differences. There's differences. Everyone, you can't we can't hold other players to LeBron standards. LeBron, his standards are high. LeBron
Everything
has.
ain't just the age either. Some people just they still can do it. Like Vince Carter was playing until he was what 41, I think
I think it was
42.
40. It was 40. 40. I think
Yeah,
it was
he
40.
played. He played a
But
grip,
he
and the
was
crazy part was he wasn't bad. He
he
wasn't
wasn't
bad. He
bad.
was
But one
short,
thing,
but
yeah,
he wasn't bad.
but Vince he wasn't bad, but he was not doing what LeBron is doing, dunking on people no more. He wasn't jumping like that. He was now shooting. LeBron
Yeah,
is 39 dunking on people like he's 2019. But man, I think that's it. Not really much. Oh, Pat Bev gave Pat Bev might be my new favorite player, man. Pat Bev, you know one thing I never understood people when they say you hate Pat Bev unless he's in your team, you love him.
man.
And I love Pat Bev because Pat Bev is super funny and he's super. I don't know. The way he says stuff, I'm like, now I see why every team that he plays on always somehow the team chemistry is always tight. Like everybody knows what they're supposed to be doing. Every team that he plays on somehow finds a way to be in the playoffs. I never understood that until I
Because
seen
it's
him with
Pat, bro.
with the Sixers, and I now understand what he does because he makes sure everyone knows their role. He's like, yo, you with the second team. You're never gonna be you might get into the starting lineup here and there, but you are not a starter. Listen, buddy, you're with me. So let's go and beat their ass so that they get ready to give us 30 points. Give us 30 points. Me and you might contribute. I might score zero, I might score five, you might score 15, you might score
Mm-hmm.
12. But if we go in this practice and we act like we want to be starters, it's gonna help us starters to score 30 points in the actual game. And I like it because he said he gave Joel Embiid a new nickname. He's like every time we go to when we play other teams and other teams talking trash, like before the game on June warm-ups, right? He's like,
Mm-hmm.
I told them one thing. I'm like, it's like it's like when Joel Mills since Christmas with Joel Mills like a few games since Christmas until now, like the
Mm-hmm.
Sixers didn't play with Joel. People are talking trash. He's like, then when Joel came back, I literally said one thing. I was like, y'all know we got 50 tonight. He calls Joel and be 50. He's like, we got 50 tonight. So y'all better get turning out before I let him tell him what you're saying. He might give y'all 60. Y'all know 50 tonight. Y'all lucky we got then when we don't have him be like, y'all lucky we don't have 50 tonight. Y'all might have to be worried about 50. I was like, this man is super fun. I was like, why do you call Joel 50? But the way he was saying it, he sounded like Tony Yayo when Tony Yayo is talking about 50 Cent. I'm like, bro, this man is super funny for no reason. But I like it because since he got the podcast with him and Ron, bro, they are the
Mm-hmm.
funniest people. Ron said, yeah, man, if the Sixers trade Pat Bev, they're going to be riots. And I said, I'm with you, Ron. Pat Bev is not going. Pat Bev was built to be a Sixer. I'm gonna lie, he was built to be a Sixer.
He's a reference of point guard. He's a defensive point guard.
Yeah, he was built to be a Sixer. But yeah, man,
Yes,
without further
sir.
ado, man, everybody who watches this video, shout out to you guys. Thank you guys for supporting us all this year. I forgot to post. If you're watching this and you wonder where were our normal posts on social media, I forgot to post them. But this episode, there's gonna be posts on social media. But without further ado, man, we out. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah, man. I need to go to the bathroom.